Hey guys, welcome to my video. Today we're going to be exploring some old baseball cards that have been given to me throughout the years that I've been kind of sitting on. I think that this is an opportune time for me to start opening some of these up so that we can maybe find some old jewels from the past, and really, I guess more than anything, just have a good time looking at some of the old players that I remember whenever I was a kid and collecting these baseball cards. And I have a few different types here. Start with the 1988 Fleer baseball card. This is from when I really started collecting baseball cards. The year 1987, I think, is whenever I started really becoming enamored with the idea of having a full collection. And then, of course, this one here is a 1988, again, Fleer baseball card. Let's go ahead and get into it, and then see what we have here to start with. Okay, so again, the looks like the Fleer came with a logo sticker instead of the gum that I think the tops came with. Get 15 cards in a pack and one sticker. There it says right there. All right, so there's our sticker. It looks like we got the Chicago White Sox. I remember these round stickers. I never wanted to tear them off of the cardboard. I always left them on there. Looks like we got the White Sox and the Cardinals. Looks like you get these little strips here with the team name on them, and you also get the circular stickers as well. On the back, it looks like they were putting actual stadium photos. This is the old Busch Stadium, capacity 50,000. Down here it reads, first game was in May of 1966. And then it also reads on the right-hand side, playing field right and left are 330 feet deep, with the center being 414. Okay, so that's some pretty neat stuff about the old Busch Stadium. I think they tore that down. Well, I don't know, the new Busch Stadium's been around for about 10 years or so. All right, let's get into it. What we have here, Ron Guidry, played for the Yankees. You got Bob Walk. It's the old Pittsburgh Pirates uniform. That's a real throwback right there. Mark Davidson. Jeff Calhoun. Brett Butler. Yep, I remember old Brett Butler. Ted Power. He was a pitcher for the Reds. And then you got looks like a duo card. Got a couple of pictures here called the Game Closers. John Franco and Steve Bedrosian. Reds and Phillies. Jeff Heathcock played for the Astros. Ray Searage, White Sox. Pardon me for not going into too much depth with any of these cards. If I do find one that really, I guess, intrigues me, we'll explore it in a little more depth. I'll give you a look at the back side of it, though, for a little throwback. Looks like each one of the cards had a identifying number for the series. Then, of course, all of their stats for their career, beginning, of course, up here with their first year. It progresses down to the most current year that we're in. And, of course, as all baseball cards read, it has their batting percentages, how many games they've appeared in, out at bats, and then it reads all the way through to their batting averages. All right, moving on to Paul Molitor. I think I remember this card. I think I had this card a long, long time ago. Glenn Hubbard, That's a old Braves uniform right there. Second base, Glenn Hubbard. Mike Moore, Bob Melvin. You guys, anybody remember these guys? Maybe Bob Melvin's watching this video. Bob, if you're watching this video, give me a shout out. Give me a like anyway. Maybe leave me a message. Pat Sheridan, played for the Tigers. Neat throwback uniforms today. Don't really see any big names that I recognize. I'll set those to the side. And we'll go through this next package, the exact same type of card that we were just looking at, the Fleer 88 series. Logo sticker on this one's going to be the Giants. Oh, that's cool. I remember this. Get the Giant logo on a baseball, kind of set in trophy style. That's neat. I remember that well. That's the Giant Stadium on the back. Giant Stadium, Candlestick Park, had a capacity of 58,000. First game was in 1960. Left and right fields go 335 feet deep with a center field of 400 feet deep. And then moving on, Floyd Humans, Mark Gubitz. I don't remember any of those guys. Greg Tabor and Greg Myers. None of those guys. Striker Bell, Edwin Correa, David Cone. I remember David Cone, played for the Mets. Yep. Don't really know what I'm looking for in any of these cards. I suppose I was a big Mets fan back in this day. Gary Carter fan, Darryl Strawberry. Oh my God, I just see a card that's 3 deep that you guys may go crazy for. The Ozzie Smith, Ron Sandberg card. I remember this one. Oh, Sandberg played for the Cubs. Ozzie Smith played for the Cardinals. Ozzie Smith was a shortstop. He had this thing where he would run out onto the field and do like this whole, it was either a front flip or a back flip thing whenever they would introduce him at the beginning of a game. It was really neat. He was a good player. Ozzie was a small guy. I remember thinking about it a few years back, the difference between the sizes and people in 88 compared to 2008 or even 98. Pardon me. And most people, if you followed baseball in the 90s, can give you a good idea why the people look so much bigger. But yeah, Ozzie Smith, he had a small stature, but he was a great player. Neat. Jose Oquendo, yeah, I think didn't he go on to be a coach for like the White Sox? Yeah, wow, that's neat. Am I wrong about that? I'm wrong about that, guys. That's Jose again, pardon me. Jerry Royster, Sid Breen, Kirby Puckett, played for the Twins. Remember this guy, Kirby Puckett. Looks like he rookied in 82. All right, neat. What we have, this is a neat looking card. Fleer All-Star team with Jack Clark from the Cardinals. Oh, that's neat. This looks like it gives you a little bit of depth into his 87 season. This is card number 11 of 12. So we'll be on the lookout for other additions. I'm going to set that one to the side. I think that's neat. All right, moving on. I've got the Bill Landrum and Jim Clancy. Okay, again, sorry guys if you're watching these videos, but I do not recognize your names. All right, last package of the 88 Fleers, guys, and we're going to move on to something else. Just as interesting, but something different. Dodgers sticker to start with. Neat. Cool. All right, Dodger Stadium. Pardon Pardon me, got something in my throat today, guys. Dodger Stadium, capacity 56,000, opened in 62. Okay, so I'm seeing a trend. 60, 62, 66 were the years that these stadiums opened. All right. And then I'm sure all of these stadiums have been rebuilt since these cards have been produced in 88. Greg Maddux. That's neat. That's neat. Greg Maddux had this pitching form that was, I don't know if you ever look at the side angle of his baseball cards, it's really distinctive. He put on a lot more weight over the years. Correct me if I'm wrong, did he go on to play for the Braves down the road, guys? Maybe? Greg Walker, Matt Young. Here's a neat trio card from the Red Sox. It says, changing the guard. Greenwell, Burks, Benzinger. Superstar Specials, it reads down there at the bottom. All right, moving on. Ken Griffey Jr. No, I'm sorry. It's Ken Griffey. Wow, look at me. Ken Griffey. His son would later go on to play, I think Ken Griffey Jr., Seattle Mariners. Am I right? Now look at this card, guys. This caught my eye just a second ago. I'm going to stop on this and take note of the butterfly collar underneath the baseball jersey. I'm not sure what we're doing here, but you know what? It was the 80s, so far be it from me. I'm not really sure what I was wearing in the 80s, but I know I wasn't doing butterfly collars under jerseys, so that's okay, Fred. Larry Anderson, playing for the Stros. Mark Langston, Milwaukee. Checklist card. You either loved him or hated him. It was a team checklist. Or no, this was a, let's see, a player checklist. Okay. For the Tigers, the Giants, Twins, and the Cardinals, it was a roster checklist. So I guess you could kind of, I don't know, check if you got the card in your collection, check it off. And that way you would know who you would want to trade for with your friends. Be like, oh, I've got the Herbert, I've got the Kent Freck, but I don't have the Gene Larkin that my friend Brandon does. So he's got two of them. I'm going to have to make a deal with him, right? That's how it went. Jim Morrison. Jack Lazorko. Charlie Huff. Kelly Downs. Don Baylor. Gary Templeton. All right, well, sorry, I don't have anything more notable than that in those collections, guys, but that means we can move on to the Upper Deck collection. This is a Series 2 from 2008. It's got a Boston pitcher on the front. What's his name? I don't remember. But I was watching baseball heavily in this year, I remember, so it'll come to me. All right, well, just as much a small print on the back, nothing important. 8 cards in a pack, it says, so let's see what we got. On the bottom there, it also reads something about Yankee Stadium Legacy. I'm not really sure how that pertains. And always be careful to not cut the cards. Okay. All right. Who we got here? I'm going to move these cards over, guys, because I think we're almost at 20 minutes. So we'll have to make those a video for another day. because I don't like boring you guys. Alex Gordon. I've got Kendry Morales playing for the Angels, wearing some cool shades. John McDonald. Chris Capuano. Let's look at the back of these cards. Okay. Pretty typical little backstory. Talks about where he went to high school. Has years played. That's really about it. Number identifiers at the top for each card. And has that really nice glossy Upper Deck logo on the top right hand corner. And that's embossed, but that print is not. All right, season highlights. Andruw Jones. Okay, I remember Andruw Jones. I wouldn't have considered myself a bit of a Braves fan, because this is the Andruw Jones that played with the Chipper Jones. Who else was on that team, guys? He was that catcher that went on to play, real tall catcher they had that went on to play for maybe St. Louis. They had a good team, I guess, ultimately. Andruw Jones. Alexi Ramirez. And then, we'll come back to that guy. Crazy story there. StarQuest, Upper Deck card. This is one of those, I don't know if it's like an up-and-comer card or if it's just somebody who's super hot right now, but it was StarQuest. That's what they called it. And this is Tulowitzki. What's his name? First name? Troy Tulowitzki. All right. And then this guy here, it's 2019. This guy made the news 2 weeks ago. I was reading an article about him. This guy, man, he had a pretty amazing story, an amazing year back in 2008, and then turned into a real big piece of poo, in which he, I think, became quite a violent person in his own house, from what I understand. So, anyway, too bad. I remember when you were a good guy, Mr. Hamilton. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Listen, I've got many baseball cards that we can go through together, and lots of other things that we're gonna do together as well. Some of my videos are going to have Chloe, my daughter, with me. Some are going to have Maddox. A lot of them are going to have my dog Piper. But some of them are just going to be me and my own baseball card collection. So anyway, guys, have a great day, and I will see you on the next video. And don't forget, if you like my videos, please subscribe. Bye-bye.